it feels fantastic for our team and for our program to be back in the Final Four. It's a bit of uncharted territory for, a good decade or and then some. And so that is excellent. I'm delighted for the players. They're very, very hardworking. They're lovely, lovely people. And that they have achieved something like this, which is a very, very hard thing to do. I couldn't be more pleased. Yeah.
And I know we were in here yesterday, and you commented about Peyton having to kind of find her better tennis self. How do you feel about the version of Peyton that showed up today?
So I happened to be coaching on Miss Labragno's side, which was the complete other side. But, again, you asked the question about Peyton a couple of days ago, and I don't doubt her tennis, certainly not at the moment. She's such an excellent tennis player, and I think if you ask Peyton, she'd tell you that, the best version of herself wasn't really there against Ohio State a couple of days back. Certainly today, the player she played, the young lady from Italy on Florida State, is an excellent player, and to win by that score, it's just suggestive of that Peyton brought her adult self to the game today. So delighted with her, and I'll speak to Coach Fogelman and find out all the lowdown, as they say.
We'll open it up to questions. Do we have anyone with our hands raised? All right, well, how about we start off with Arthur?
Sure. Guys, congrats on the win. Great match. You guys started so strong in doubles, and then even in singles, it's one of those matches where, like, if there was a clock on it, you guys could have ran out the clock. You guys were off to such a great start. Fernando, what was it that was able to let you guys continue that momentum from the strong doubles performance to grab all those 6 singles, or for you personally to be able to stay so strong and grab that first set pretty handily?
Well, I guess it was because last match we didn't perform well, so we talked about it, and Coach gave us some tips that might help us play better, and I think we were able to play better today. We were with a good rhythm, and then obviously in singles, since I was playing very good in doubles, I was just smacking balls in the first set. Then it got a little tight, but then I handled it very well, and I could have clinched it for my team.
And Coach, you spoke on the court after the match about the bit of a malaise after the big start, and you definitely consider that a good problem to have, being up with such a nice start. But what can you do going forward if you do find yourself in that position to just try to finish the job? I mean, you guys still had it 4-0, but Florida did kind of creep in a bit. So what could you improve on, if anything, in that situation next time?
So, I mean, of course, the obvious to your question is when you do see the opportunities. In other words, we'd won 6 of the first set, so it's a team deal, but it's an individual deal. When you're up a set and dictating play, the obvious thing is keep your foot on the gas, or so to speak. But I think your earlier question to Fernanda hints at the deal. Our sport is one where you've got to start the match and you've actually got to finish the match. Unlike football, you throw 6 touchdowns in the first half, and there really is the ability to run down the clock, or you're up by 25 in the fourth quarter, and the damage is already done. In tennis, as long as you are competing and trying and fighting, you always have a chance, because funny things happen to the self. You start to get nervous when you see the finish line, and all these sort of dynamics are what's going on in these college matches. And so I give Florida State today a lot of credit for fighting back in the matches. But then I would say, and this isn't necessarily to your question, but Our team, the thing I'm very proud of is how relentless they are. Because as nameless Texas fan starts to see maybe Fernanda lose the second set, and Lulu isn't going to finish. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't. You turn around and suddenly Shavadapon is already 2 breaks up in the final set, 5-2 up. You hope Lulu's going to finish it. You turn around and Labrania's 5-2 up in the final set, or 5-3 up. And so the team has showed. During the ebbs and flows, the ability to be very relentless and resilient. And maybe the Cliff Note version to your answer, obviously we need to talk about seizing the opportunities when they're there.
Thank you.
We'll go to Brian next.
Start with Brent. Can you just talk a little bit about what Coach just mentioned there? I mean, you guys have a lot of younger players, but you old guys gotta keep everybody together, right?
Yeah, so Coach Joffe is always telling us to be leaders of the team, especially us that we're seniors, Anna and I. We obviously have 2 more seniors, so we have like more experience in this tournament, even though it's like the 3rd time we're playing it. But for everyone else, it's just the first time. So I guess we're just showing them our experience and just fighting out there and just keep like everyone accountable.
And Coach, where this program has come to where it is now, you still have two big steps to go. But does this? I don't want to say, do you feel like this is an unstoppable train, but do you feel like this is a locomotive that is powering along?
I would say that the program is on a collision course with excellence, for sure. When you talk about this team this year, we're winners of 28 out of 29 or whatever it is. We've got excellent players. We've got a very young team. You'd like to think that the force is pretty unstoppable, but I think our players understand that the only thing that really matters is what version of themselves show up to play in the game. Looking back on a season and how great you are and how many 3-point plays you made and blah, 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 and what you might do in the future, none of it's interesting. The only thing that really is going to matter is how our 3 doubles teams and 6 singles players show up, with their tennis and, of course, over here as people. In NC State, they're an outstanding team loaded with experience and excellence. I think our team, I like our team. I like our ladies. We're very talented. They're growing up fast. And I anticipate a very, very difficult and tough match. But I do like our team.